One of us is a murderer. Possibly two of us.
Uh-oh.
I'm really depressed. Maybe because there's less participants now? Don't say to look depressed. You'll make Monokuma's Monodame sad. As much as I love to keep hearing from the adorable back and forth,
Now then,
let's hurry up and get this started. At last, Clash Royale will begin. I hope you enjoyed to your heart's content. I hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The one who killed us is one of them. Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And we will fight for it. I will fight for it with truths and lies and etc. Class trial. All the rise! Here we go.
now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Already? We just started.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed two of our classmates!
No!
So, Ritual did what?
That's wrong!
Boy, that was hard.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual. If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Also, so there would have to
Then,
participate.
going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand! Sure, knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Then why don't we do it?
I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive.
We still the
You should have
Necronomicon.
let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Is all that remains.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
I think we know what the next bear that's dying.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
Still the Necronomicon can burn
If
in
our
its- yeah,
transfer
it's just one of
student
the
isn't
issues
the
and see what
culprit,
happens.
then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened. The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
Wow,
Went
that's
to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the
missed
fuck
it.
out of Angie. Booyah! I'm a fucking genius! You went to the classroom, broke.
there we
That's
go.
wrong! No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
No, I really think Himiko is the murderer.
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? 'Cause a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What ifs? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well...
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture doesn't work anyway.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I'm not the
We're
culprit.
not the culprit.
Mouse panic!
You must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead ship
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
the door.
Right.
Only student council
Being
members
out
had
too late.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is,
robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not me.
Is that a robophobic remark? I heard it!
The frames! The frames!
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Okay.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
Yes, you can, by
They
the way.
used a different method.
You can lock the door by
What different
once you have it picked your pocket.
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
You just turn it the other way. You don't have to repick it, but
There were two
such a
doors
big-
to the classroom, and the one locked last was. That's it! The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
No! How'd they flip and lock it with the katana? And then how is the katana still inside?
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Yes.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Don't worry about it.
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Distraction. Knew it. So I gotta click. Got it. Clear.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place? The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Yep.
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed.
Not a sliding lock.
I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Yeah.
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me?
It's got a point.
And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
All right, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Son of a biscuit.
Cum dumpster!
Son of a biscuit. These insults, man.
Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
And Himiko.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
You? A suspect?
Himiko, you're the biggest suspect currently.
Never kill Angie!
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted,
Himiko's
Himiko.
trying to lead the debate elsewhere.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
He's true. He's right. He is
You
right.
suggest that to waste our
It's
time?
not meaningless!
It is, though. Currently.
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
He's not wrong,
No.
though.
It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now.
You pushed her away.
I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah. Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Well,
Kaito.
in the terms of this case,
All right. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse. I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died.
we will. We can discuss that
If
after
we don't find out who
this
killed
culprit.
her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever.
Oh my god, it's like trying to solve
Even if
two
this
word
trial
problems
isn't
at the
for her,
same time. This
in
is
order
the
for us to
terrible
survive,
idea.
We need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death.
Except one of them's like a little bonus
just
one, and
to
the other
survive
one's like
this
actually
trial,
worth all the points
so
on
we
your
can
exam.
keep going and live on.
And not as bonus, it's like, oh, it's bonus extra credit. It's like, it's just for fun. Finish
You
early.
noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
It won't.
Yeah, maybe.
It won't. Is that intentional? Yes, it was
So
intentional.
what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrotch!
No.
Oh no!
Oh, not Kate. Not Kibo either.
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Yes.
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really... Keo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Oh. Himiko, huh? Oh. That's very interesting, isn't it? Himiko suggested the room. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
There!
Jesus, man, I clicked there the first time.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer. The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
See, our villain had a light.
That's wrong! I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
Could have seen it. Had the right idea, just the wrong bullet.
There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
Dang.
All right, you made your point.
Your creator did not do a
Now
good
I
job.
feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Grown to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
This is not the second game,
Boy,
guys.
that sounds really familiar too.
Okay, Monokuma, you don't need to
ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit.
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's a stupid
That's
suggestion.
not possible. She was alive at that point.
Definitely. I don't need a flashback for this. I was there not that long ago.
Unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
Stretch. She was
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your lipstick brains! When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
That's wrong! No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Mayu, please stop.
No,
It's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is... Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut through your words. Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh my god, Gunta.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible!
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that! Screw spirits!
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait! I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
What the fudge kind of...
If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
Wait, does she mean...
Damn it!
She did mean Tenko.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
After about 20 guesses.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
I don't think she'd have a physical strength to
So
do
she
that.
took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right? Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
I don't know why
But
she should go through all
if
the
she was
trouble.
gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
And make this more complicated?
Really? Why?
I don't think so.
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
What if all of that was just a lie?
I doubt it.
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe. My heart can't reach Himiko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe!
Me too. no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Oh, dang it.
Damn it!
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor.
I'll reveal the truth. Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle.
Much less
Knowing
throw it
that,
across that
the
far
theory
and
that she
have it
killed
stick
herself
straight up in the
just
ground.
doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
No. Are we really gonna do this some... Okay, never mind. I thought we were gonna do some dumb minigame for a second.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. felt utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. It could have fallen down.
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
No!
What the fudge was it?
I was wrong!
I have one guess left. And I have no idea what the fudge answer they're looking for. I've tried everything.
This is it!
What the fudge? Did I not click that?
I think the floorboard
Put the
coming
footage
up
back.
had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
I swear to God, if you ask me again, I'm gonna kill you.
All right, then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Where's the intermission part of this flippin' trial?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Damn it! So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I agree. Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
But floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
Why am I getting asked all these questions? Oh, come on. F you. Oh, it's still a spelling game in. I'm sure everything will be fine. F your hangman crap. Seriously, F that.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
I swear to God I'm gonna kill you if you do this again.
That's it!
Dear Lord, please
The
think for
sickle was at
yourself.
the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
Why do the class trials make me so angry?
The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
How did he get up there?
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprits! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Huh? Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
I agree with
The
that.
only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Yes, it does. I believe it. Yes. There's fireworks going off here. In December. It's not Christmas. It's not even close to Christmas. It's St. Nick's Day.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary.
I would check what's going on, but I literally can't look out my window. I have this plastic wrap over my window for insulation, and the blinds are down, so I literally cannot look out of it unless I want to tear it off the wall, which I don't want to do because it's winter.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Amazing adventure showtime.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing
I didn't hear anything.
You guys are so
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
the only one.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening. I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them?
Just Tenko.
I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Don't sympathize for her.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
Don't mind if I do vote for you.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you
You're
understand?
innocent.
My
Or
life is
accept
riding on the
being
outcome
guilty.
of this trial.
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's It's all just big pain.
No.
I can't put up with it anymore.
I don't like Himiko as a character.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
Someone that doesn't try to do anything.
You needn't worry.
Anytime something gets a little bit difficult, they
Himiko is
give
the
up.
one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tanko!
Really?
Himiko's not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Yeah, well, everyone here was not the kind of person to kill
Himiko's a
someone, and look what
little
happened.
Slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth.
Want to keep thinking?
So no give up, Himiko!
Right back into the thick of it, I suppose.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yeah, even if Himiko picked the room, someone else could have set that trap.
Your opinions are empty words.
Other rooms may be trapped.
I agree.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What?
That's
Is
an
that
elaborate,
true?
isn't it?
Kokichi will tell you.
Makes sense, though.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
It's Elias! That image of him laying down on the ground and being like, "It's a lion," popping up is a moment I'm never gonna forget. It just looks so derpy.
While you were in the
So
room next to the
derpy.
crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
Probably not all of them.
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
No. Kind of.
Himiko, do you remember what Tanko told you?
Show your emotions! Please, show your
Live
effing
life
emotions!
facing forward. She said that to you, right?
I don't remember the
If
emotions
you give
part.
up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Hey, there you go. Killing the mood like usual.
The Blackened.
But
Plural.
damn, well said, Shuichi.
Plural.
That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro.
Still bummed that my multiple
Soul, bro?
like 2 deaths by
Anyway,
2 different people
Do you
thing
think
is
the Blackened
busted.
this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
It's true, that's what I was thinking.
That
The other day.
is a good point.
Or late sometime today.
Must have been barrier magic.
Himiko!
Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Oh, I have to answer this?
Oh no!
Oh god, here we go again, just like last night. Oh, don't know the answer, so let's just go through everything. Yay, I failed. Yay! I love the selecting things option. It's so much fun, especially when you have no idea what the answer is.
This is it! It's because of the
Okay.
magic circle at the scene of the crime.
The fact that he didn't step on it when he was drawing the
You were warned
circle.
not to step on the circle.
That's what I'm upset about. Is I was looking for explanation to why no one noticed it when he was drawing the magic circle of salt, because he would have for effing sure stepped on it. They're like, oh, I think this is the center of the room. Alright, yeah, we're gonna start here. Okay, that seems pretty good. You know, walk up, you know, kind of stay in the center, address the stars. Like, yeah, okay, let's start in the middle here and let's work our way out. Or we'll start at the end and work our way in. Either way, he would have stepped on it. And I was trying looking for a solution to why he didn't notice that. Because you would have noticed that! You would have so noticed that! Whatever, game. Whatever.
The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
Look at that very edge right there. Right where that salt line is.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
It has to be you! Kyo, was it you?
That doesn't make sense.
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo?
Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick.
But there's
That's
no
not
point
all it
in
was
doing
for.
it.
In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
That doesn't add up to me.
Answer
He's the one that
already.
wanted to do
Did
the
you do it?
seance. I'm so chanty again.
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
I still would love to know
How can you
the
be
hell.
so calm when you're
Hold on.
backed into a corner like this?
I still want to know how the hell that Sickle got underneath this mesh iron cage and stayed in that spot without any of the other four that helped lift it up noticing it. Without even Tenko Tenko, obviously head was down, so you know. But it also doesn't make sense to why he would sabotage his own seance. Unless he killed Anji. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And then I'd also like to know how that Sickle ended up face down in the ground in the corner of the room, not even close to where the seesaw thing happened. It was in the corner of the room. Like, I don't know how far away from the hole, but if it would have fallen, it would have just been flat on the ground. The fact it was stuck in there purposely
I will explain that in
makes
due
it
time. Please
weird.
answer my question first.
God, must
Wait
I
a minute.
answer everything?
Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
I don't know if you
Damn
could
it.
smell the salt.
That's it! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right? Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
F your hangman. F your hangman stupid spelling game. Seriously.
That's it!
It was
The
never
magic
fun
circle.
for anyone.
They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
Yeah.
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
You're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
It was.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Oh, God.
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Yes!
I
Yes,
apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
Like an actual recording camera.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function. Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
Yes, go.
From your mouth?
Oh, that's an interesting spot to have that come out.
Also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
We do go to the corners of the room.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Himiko didn't notice anything.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
Your what?
Why?
Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction. Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion. Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, Then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
I don't know why
True,
it's not
we could
registering
have
my
placed the
clicks.
sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Did my thing not cut?
I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
There we go.
I'll cut through your words.
There we go. We got it.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth.
I don't know how.
And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth.
But the sickle was underground?
Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Yes, it is.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
First come, first serve. 2 blackened candidates. First come, first serve.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
There'd be no purpose to do that.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I still think
understand how you
Himiko
feel,
killed Angie.
Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Yes.
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
Chill! Chill.
Enough!
Chill.
It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes?
Yeah.
How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now,
Well, we did
hold
get the
on.
2 murderers.
Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
The culprit's one of you! Wowee! This argument is getting intense! At times like this...
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
What?
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tanko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death. Can't we just vote now?
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
We almost got it.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie! Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research...
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tanko, but he...
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use...
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
This is our answer!
Yeah!
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder. This is it!
Dried blood. We did.
The blood stain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tanko's blood?
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. but the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that blood stain the only dry one?
I mean, yes.
Damn it!
It was there before Tenko was killed, so...
Oh no! That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder.
God, I'm a trashy detective.
It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
That's it! That bloodstain wasn't
Who else could
Tenko's.
have possibly
It was
been
Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Did he get a this one wonker with that plank?
I guess that's possible.
If Angie
Dang, that
wasn't
is
killed
really
in the lab,
convenient.
then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie. The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
No, I didn't mean to click on that.
Damn it! The art research lab.
I don't know why, but I always
not where
mix
Angie
up
was killed.
which is firing my
She was
like,
killed in the
bullet,
empty
which was
room
this one.
instead.
She left
So-
the lab on her own?
But
I was
why would
checking,
she
I
go
always
into an
firing
empty
the wrong
room?
one because I always think
There
left
shouldn't have
clicks the
been
main
anything
bullet
here.
and right clicks the
Except for
cluster
candles.
ones.
That's it! She wanted a candle! Keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
That sounds like something only you would do, Mew.
I support that fact.
Candle!
I agree.
That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, her kinky wax play.
No, Ma.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
You need to burn the thing to ashes.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's house when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
Neither. It's just...
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
From the stab at the back of her
It
neck.
may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab. This is it!
The forehead injury? That has
The fatal
nothing to
wound
do
was
with that.
cut to
Just
the back
shows
of her
that
neck from
she
a
was hit in
katana.
the head. That doesn't show that she
But
was
she also
stabbed in the
showed
back of
signs
the neck,
blunt
proving that
force
she was
trauma.
attacked twice.
And I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow.
Sure, Sherlock. It's not that hard to figure it out.
Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab. And it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear? What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are... I will not fear. I will not back down.
What?
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them. You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts! Of myth! Nothing is clear at...
This is unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Why am I doing this?
Angie was attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wipe them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words. There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Donta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie. It has to be you!
Again?
It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fudge? Is it...
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious.
Yeah, tell me about it. That was stupid and lame.
Killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You only increase your...
was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
Oh, please.
What? Tango
The stab wound to the back of the neck was an accident.
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
What?
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Wait, there's still a whole other theory though. No one wanted to do the seance until someone was murdered. That still bugs me. Is he went through the trouble of getting everything ready for the seance, and then no one would want to do it because no one would want to talk to the dead. No one. The necronomic ritual, whatever thingamajig, would have worked, and they would have brought back the one person they wanted, and everything would have been hunky-dory fine. We would have been out of this case. Would have been out of this game. So the fact that you're betting that they want to talk to the dead doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Then he should have just stopped there. He killed Angie. There was no reason for him to kill Tanko.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Exactly.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
He would have gone away with it.
What on earth are you talking about?
He just killed Angie and no one else.
No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
someone. He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses.
Well said. Good job, Correcchio.
Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
Dang, this would have been so much more interesting if we had two blackened. Because when we got then we would have got rid of the first blackened. And now we would have to live with the fact that we have a guy that's alive in our group that has willingly killed one of our people. How are we going to deal with that? How would the social interaction be between? Not going to be good anymore, is it? There'll be that tension, that conflict. That made the story more juicy and interesting. But no, it was just all a choice to be like, oh yeah, I killed both. Oh. Guess we have harmony again. Guess that was pointless and lame. Gee guys, thanks.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Come on. Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your love? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Correcchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Correcchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 Apologize me like that. You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer. Simply wrong.
Come on. Come on! Register my key buttons,
so
game!
I have nothing to confess.
What the hell?
I have nothing to admit. You are simply
Register
wrong.
my F&D button!
You have no proof that Correggio is the killer.
It ends here! Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dry blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board.
And didn't bother to clean up.
But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
This is the most disappointing class trial I've ever had.
I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
all you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
That's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end.
But why did he kill Tenko?
All right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please. Put
You've
an
gotten
end to
away
this.
with it. If he
For
didn't
Angie and Tenko's
murder
sake. End this class
second
trial.
person.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess. This is the truth of the case! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
That's right. Japanese.
The handle of the katana
read
then
manga
hit the
from left
sliding
to
lock,
right.
locking the door.
Or comic books,
A
however you want to call
difficult
them.
trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch.
I
The
didn't even
culprit
notice that.
also would have had the
Everything else
opportunity
is
to
blank.
attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder.
For some reason.
To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. He didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage.
Will that cause significant wobble?
The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place.
Yeah, but it's a round handle. When I made the statue, how round is this handle? How big
After
is
the
it?
preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium. But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner. Finished the ritual and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekyo Shinguji, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
That's how it goes.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekyo. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit?
Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately, yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends.
Says he kills
Oh, it's
two
so
of
unfortunate!
his classmates.
I was so close to 100!
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time! Coming up!
The heart racing excitement as...
The heart-racing excitement!
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off!
It's voting time!
I know what happens if I vote incorrectly.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Voted for himself?
Who'll be chosen as the blackened?
Why does this game make me so mad? Why does this trial always make me so angry? Is it just me? I swear it must just be me. I must be the only human in the whole wide world that gets so upset with these trials. Wow, seriously? You're correct again. Amazing. This is the third correct verdict in a row.
Right.
You managed to get the 12 correct verdicts in a row. You proceed to the bonus round. Oh, how's this gonna last that long?
For now.
It's finally over. No, not yet. I haven't heard my answer yet. Kaya, why? Why did you kill Angie and Taiko? Yeah, he no need to kill them both, no matter what motive is. Motive.
Hey!
Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey!
Don't tell me. Were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito?
Shut up!
Shut up! I never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Because we're friends. I'll tell you, I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing.
What?
So this has nothing to do with the motive. Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
Okay. From the bottom of my heart. Someone so dear, someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
What?
Oh my gosh, bragging about your perfect love life? F you! Some of us aren't that lucky. So to see this love of yours, you had to escape.
Don't tell me.
Then why you killed Angie and Tenko? But why did you need to kill both? If you had asked if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Ah, I think in order to escape he had to commit 2 crimes, maybe?
Wait!
Don't look at me! I'm not his lover!
Yeah.
Calm down, no one want a disgusting... Oh god. What the what?
Hey.
Kaya, who is it? Who's the person you love? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside the academy.
You see.
I mean inside me.
Sister.
Yes, the one I love lives inside me, my dear sister. Alright, now it's creepy! Alright, Japan! We've hit that clock, it's time for the creepy old clock! Oh boy! What was that?
Huh?
Did you...
I can't deny it.
I didn't even know this was a function of the game. Sister?
Wait!
Don't look at me! I'm not his sister!
Right?
Well, duh. If you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Wait.
Your sister? But you didn't say... Didn't you say she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter.
It is not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply. The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared.
Oh no! Oh no! This is so wrong!
The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. For my beloved sister.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're creepy. You're flipping really creepy. Oh god, that's disgusting. Oh god.
Always messing around.
You had to escape from here, right? No. I had to kill for her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely.
However,
even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find myself some friends. Friends for my dearest deceased sister. Deceased?
do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost. So her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved sister.
For my sister's sake, I killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being my sister's friends.
Huh?
What?
Incomprehensible.
It's impossible to understand.
Sister.
Sister is very happy.
Yes.
I am very happy thanks to you. I am not lonely.
What?
Could that be the ballistic version of Kato?
I am Korekio's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
What the hell?
Yes.
After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. My sister came to save me.
I am pleased.
She visited me during one of the seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I have her whenever I want. I'm never alone.
Correcchio.
It's wonderful. I love your love.
Are you serious?
Monokuma, can we get out of the execution, please? I don't need to hear any more of this. Is this really a spirit? He's just delusional. What a sad girl who can't even begin to understand the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick. You said he killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just two.
What was that?
What? Seems like he went crazy before he got here. You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose to get going. You wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh?
Unacceptable.
Do not make me to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
Only girls. I see. So when we were deciding on who should be the medium, best with the girl. You said it worked best with the girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
And besides Maki and Mu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sister's friends. All worthy.
Why you?
Hey, how am I not included? I mean, not like I care. Then the second victim could have been me. Tenko died in place for me.
Excellent.
Himiko would have been very great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the students' council to protect Himiko. Huh? Well, infiltrated really? But how did you? It was obvious to me. I studied many people. Yes, she stood up against the darkness of this school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
Beautiful.
I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko.
Well.
Though I was planning on having you become my sister's friend too eventually.
No way!
What? You do all that for... Wow. You did all that just to kill. Before you go that far, it's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged child, so you could use it to kill someone, right? It interests me as an anthropologist, of course, but there's more
For
to
my
that.
beloved
I wanted
sister.
to kill for sister. I cannot deny that overall feeling.
Are you okay?
Don't worry about it. Let's just focus on Kyo right now. Allow me to explain, though. I do not plan to kill both of them. I knew I had plenty of chances after escaping this place. But Anji walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I might as well kill someone else too. After all, it'd be a shame just to waste the Sion's trick I prepared.
What is that?
So you're talking like you killed her just because you could? No, not because I could. I was sending another friend to sister.
Correcchio.
You're such thoughtful brother. But it was bad to get greedy.
Dear.
You're right. Because of that, I can't send 100 friends to sister. I understand those were the circumstances of this crime. Those curse. I do not understand. It is all too impossible for me to understand.
Why?
That's right, killing two friends for dead sister.
How?
That's wrong. It's so wrong. Oh, I don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after sister's
Do
death.
not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by his side.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. Oh. Cut it out already.
What was
I
that?
don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing makes sense. It's not fair. Why did Anji and Tenko have to die for something so unfair?
Well,
Because death is unfair.
and another.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths. Gifted high school students forced to play code game. Hey, if people are watching this, they'll get a kick out of it. Sorry, people are watching this. Knock off the BS! Only sick weirdos would enjoy watching this.
You got me.
Hell yeah, I wasn't in the killing game. I would have had so much fun watching.
So then,
the nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in a mystery. But my role in it is over. I have finished my explanation to you, friends.
Sister.
I think I shall go to see her now, my beloved sister. I was unable to send 100 friends, but at least I get to see her again now.
Correctio.
Oh.
Looks like you're already prepared. Now let's get started then.
It's punishment time!
Huh? Sister. That's right.
What?
Therefore, from an anthropo... Yes.
What was that?
Now then,
I shall observe.
I will watch you all as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you. As your friend, even though I killed 2 of your friends with my sister. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity is beautiful.
I'll be watching forever and ever.
it's punishment time!
How will it come? I wasn't expecting Mono to die. Yeah, but kill himself. Interesting. What?
Hellgory!
No! Monodam, why?
How
What
can
the?
this
To think
be?
my cute child would commit suicide? Oh, it's so cute. It's so freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. Monodam committed suicide? But I knew this would happen. I would have been nicer to him. No, the other reason Monodam was abused over getting along. Obsessed over getting along was because everyone kept bullying him.
That's right.
Yes, the other Monocums drove him to suicide, but not
Hey.
me. Who's Monodam? Huh? You forgot already? That's kind of scary.
Well now.
Well, looks like an art class trial is wrapped up without incident. So, I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste, though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added to your roster. Shut up. How long are you going to keep talking about that?
I told you.
Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally so to get us to
What's
panic.
the point?
I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? What a waste! If none of you were going to use it, you should have let me use it. Or I could resurrect one of my dead siblings. Which one? Oh, well, I don't know. They all seem pretty terrible, actually. Wait, did one of us die? could have sworn it had just been the two of us this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad you missed your chance to rise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
Even now, he still talks about raising the dead.
Always messing
Man, this is
around.
stupid. What's people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead.
Of course.
The living are no more precious than the dead, no matter what. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. I think I said no more precious, which is kind of dark and definitely not what I meant to say there. That's not something a coward like you would say. Shut up, leave me alone. But there's one thing this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't one after all, not in this academy. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have.
Going to do his best.
Then going to do his best to keep everyone safe. Going to want to protect everyone. But your talent is bug stuff. I don't want Shusuke to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials. Yeah, you're right. Your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you gonna use that, huh?
Okay,
I'll work hard until everyone trusts my talent. Huh?
that's right.
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I won't survive. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. I see. I wonder how long that'll last. But if it's your true calling as a killer shows, don't underestimate her. Maki Roll's one of my sidekicks. I remember being your sidekick. Also, I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll? Oh, you guys got so close now. This must be a powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. You're right. Only 9 people left now. So, well, what did she know? The idiot can do math. That's right, 7 pieces of crap have been flushed away, only 9 remain. By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces? Just 9 of us. Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end. That's totally what Heartless Robot is thinking, right?
Rude!
No, I'm not thinking that. You blunt robophobic is simply inexcusable.
No.
But hey, none of us is giving up, right? I know we all got it. I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on a god, spirit, or the dead.
I believe in you.
Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Okay.
Kaito.
Well, of course.
You're right. Those of us who remain can start over.
Hey.
Hold up, K-Boy. Needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. And there's only one kind of Did I forget what the word apology was? Because apparently I did. No, one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
How exciting!
Wank your hand off and smack it into the ground with all your strength you got.
No way!
I heard enough of such an intense form of apology. I've never heard of such an intense form of apology. Seems like everyone has to vote for now, even though we're missing her.
You alright?
Himiko, you okay? Anything Gunta can help? You can tell Gunta.
Hey.
I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be the best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt. Oh, Gunta understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko is such a liar, huh?
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it. You won't have any free will in the world if the world was comprised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
Right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it.
Because?
Himiko has been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding it back.
Hey!
Hey, what are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? What hold back? Tenko, Anji, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you too. But I gotta survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without both of you.
Damn it.
Cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all of her emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we do it, as if we lured her by doing so, we began crying. Alright, we all had a nice cry session. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears flood with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. And that's the third class trial. Miko finally calmed down, however.
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
Oh.
No, she fine.
Oh, Gunta has this.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I've told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya!
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we all headed back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaito had stopped in his tracks. Kaito, what's wrong? Oh, Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead. Are you sure?
Well...
Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said it so earlier. I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, I'm worried about your stupidity. Got him. Got him! She still hasn't warmed up to me, huh?
But...
maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. It seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore. Yeah, 'cause of me!
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you're bragging, Kaito. Huh? But, like I said, I'm going to get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead.
Okay.
Sure, got it. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. After our goodbyes, I returned to my room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaito.
Damn it! I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet. Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 9 left. Uh-oh! 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 Few days
Hey
ago.
there. Guess I don't have to introduce myself, huh? I get that this is probably pretty confusing, seeing
yourself like this. Guess I should start from the beginning. That's the way it is. Now, Monokuma probably already told you this, but just in case, this killing game will continue until there are only 2 people left.
Really?
Now, the important part of that rule is that... Oh, there is one more thing.
Dang nabbit, it's cutting out.
Well, the truth is, this isn't your first. Anyone who finds out who you are is gonna come for you. So watch your back. Trust no one. And never forget. You wanted this killing game. So you have to win, no matter what. No matter what.
What? 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 What?